Opening round game in Dayton. There you have it, Eagles, Hornets. 1984, last time Morehead State's been there. The coach knows it.
You're not just playing for yourself and your teammates and your coaches. You're playing for 25 years of former MSU guys that didn't get to play in this game. They're all here, man. They're all here to watch you hoop and enjoy this moment.
Donnie Tyndall getting the troops fired up. It's about history. It's about you. It's about making hoops. Mace Stallworth, Morehead State up 25-12. Ohio Valley Conference Defensive Player of the Year, Kenneth Fareed, is strong. He held Chief Kicking Stallion Sims scoreless, scored 14 of his own, and then rebounding 21, tied for second most in a tourney game. Rebounded Alabama State 47-26. Morehead State did. Never trailed. Second half 45-36. Brandon Shingles. Full court pass ahead to Monte Harper. Morehead State wins its first tournament game in 25 years, 58-43. Coach's daughter gets in the handshake line. Coach gets with Aaron Andrews.
Virginia Commonwealth, UCLA. Pick it up. Second half, and the Bruins looking good. Alfred Aboya. And the Bruins take a 57-46 lead. Then Eric Maynard trying to bring VCU back. Down 5. Beautiful play there to TJ Gwynn after almost losing the ball. 63-60. Under 20 to go. Bruins by 1. Great defense by VCU. They would have a chance to win this game in regulation. Under 10 seconds to go. Maynard.
Great defense.
Over Collison? No. Superb defense by UCLA. They called a timeout before VCU inbound the basketball, set their defense up, and it worked to perfection. The Bruins, what about that possession?
Everybody knew he was going to take that last shot. I think the time when they beat Duke, he took the last shot. I mean, it's his team. You know, it's a lot of pressure on him to, to get the job done, and there's a lot of pressure on myself to get a stop. I mean, right there, you just got to remember what you was taught, what Coach taught you early in the year, what you've been taught all along, just, play solid defense.
Didn't do a really good job of closing out when we had a 10, 11-point lead, but you have to credit them. They really fought back. Maynard's an outstanding player.
The Hilltoppers of Western Kentucky, a very popular 12-5 upset pick. Bruce Weber had to know that. Western Kentucky, if you listen to Jay Billis, he told you about a guy named Orlando Mendez-Valdez. He made it rain. Western Kentucky was up. And then Sergio Carouche, he's got the big bounce. Hilltoppers up double figures. Second half, it's A.J. Slaughter. Backdoor, beautiful pass, and there's another flush. Big hop on a big stage, and Western Kentucky's trying to do it again. The Illini come flying back. Give credit to this team. Playing without Frazier, out with a hurt hand. Calvin Brock with a lay-in. Now it's a 4-point game. There's Trent Meacham cutting it to 2. But great play drawn up by their head coach. You throw it deep, and then superb ball handling. Don't let anybody foul you. Don't let anybody foul you. And Western Kentucky, for the second year in a row, has won their first round game.
I'm excited about the win. Hard-fought game. Thought we really had a good aggression level at the beginning of the game. We lost a little bit, obviously, of the lead, made some bad decisions, and Illinois did a good job pressuring us and doing some things to get back in the game. But late game situations, obviously, we'll be working on the next couple of days, getting ready for the Zags.
12 always seems to knock off a 5, and it's the second year in a row that Western Kentucky, as a 12, has done it. Knocked off Drake a year ago. Since 2001, a 12 seed has won a first-round game in 8 of the last 9 and 21 of 25 NCAA tournaments since the field expanded in 1985 to include 64 teams. Well, Reese Davis, fellas, it took a while for things to heat up, but at night, they finally did. Faces next, that's Nova. Essentially a home game for them, but American University, close enough in Washington, D.C., that they had plenty of fans who had a lot to cheer about in the first half. Derek Mercer, the little fella out of New Jersey, bucket there. He had 17 in the game. AU up 10. They hit 8 threes in the first half, 10 in the game. They're up 10 as we approach the under 12 timeout in the second half. But then it's Dwayne Anderson with the 3 of his own, and then on the break, Anderson with a punch. He had 25. Jeff Jones' club from AU held on tight, but it ultimately goes to Nova.
Well, Villanova played to its strength in the second half.
Lightly at all, we expected that. They
They execute as well as anybody in the country. They've got outstanding shooters. They are extremely well coached, and I think I was on the other side of this. I coached at Hofstra. I think we just, in the end, had bigger, stronger athletes, but they were probably better prepared and executed a little bit better, but we had just stronger guys that wore them down at the end.
2-seed Memphis has won 25 in a row, taking on the Matadors of Cal State Northridge, and thank goodness Coach Cal and his fellas had Robert Sally, who was out of his mind from 3, making it rain from all over. The J was wet from start to finish. He had 17 at the half, but Coach Cal told Mike Tirico and I on ESPN Radio that his team's swagger was actually arrogance. They didn't respect Northridge, and Mark Hill and the Matadors nearly made him pay. He had 13. 5 Matadors were in double figures. They had the lead here and led by as many as 6. But ultimately, the 2-seed just too strong, thanks in large part to Sally, who had 10 of Memphis's 11 threes. They survive a scare.
Obviously, Robert Sally just played so well, you know, really the way he's capable of playing.
I don't think my teammates would ever expect me to break a record like that. I'm just a shooter. I just was hitting shots today. I just found out I made 10 3-pointers, and I don't think I've ever done that before.
They were not intimidated. They did not back down. As a matter of fact, we had to turn the press back. They played us like teams in our league play us, which is they're not afraid. They battle. They go at us. It's a gut game for us. We've had many of these over the last 61 that we had to gut it out and make plays down the stretch, and we did it again.
All right, UConn's quest for 6 wins in a row began without its head coach. That's George Blaney. He's the man in charge. Jim Calhoun treated for dehydration, received IV fluids at the hospital. But UConn had no problem today with Chattanooga. Hasheem Thabit inside. Thabit, 17th double-double this season. 20 points, 13 rebounds. This was all Connecticut. They earned their first postseason win since beating Washington in the 2006 Sweet 16. That sweet, UConn goes for 103.
Awaiting the winner of this one, Maryland and Cal. Gravis Vasquez of the Terps. Their football team beat Cal earlier this year. We'll head out to Berkeley next year. This is basketball. That's Eric Hayes, son of a coach, fundamentally sound, buries the threes. Terps up 5. This was the stretch where the Terps stepped forward, took a 9-0 run, and made it an 8-point lead. Landon Melbourne buries the 3, then Gravis Vasquez out on the break. Randall not big enough to stop him. Huevos to the cup. He had 27, and then stand up Baltimore. Dino Gregory, the big punch off the glass, and the Terps up 15. They win by 13. They'll take on Memphis in the West on Saturday. Interesting to note that way back in 1994, Maryland was a 10 seed. They beat the 7 seed St. Louis. In the second round, they played UMass, who was a 2 seed, coached by John Calipari. Maryland won that game. We'll try to pull off something similar on Saturday afternoon, taking on the 26-game winning streak of Memphis. So as a 2 seed, taking on Binghamton, early second half, Duke up 15, and Elliott Williams, who has been a big impact, a freshman out of Memphis since he's been on the scene, playing a bunch. Gerald Henderson there with the feed, and then good passing as Lance Thomas goes 5 for 5 from the floor with 14 points. They were not pushed. They figured to be so in the next game, especially if A.J. Abrams from Texas shoots like he did against Minnesota. He buried a bunch of threes, and Texas and Duke will play in Greensboro. Advantage there, you'd think, for the 2 seed, and advantage for the 3 seed Villanova up top. We talked about them earlier. Essentially a home game as they're taking on a team that's about 3,000 miles from home in UCLA.
All right, North Carolina, they walked to this game from campus. Save energy, save fuel. Think about the planet.
Green.
Taking on Radford. Carolina Blue thinking green. There's Tyler Hansbrough trying to pass J.J. Redick, all-time leading scorer, ACC history, and he did it with that free throw from the charity stripe. There it is. Meanwhile, no problems for Carolina. Ellington, no look to Ed Davis. Carolina goes on to win 101-58. Tyler Hansbrough's #1 in the ACC.
Well, it means a lot. You know, I'll look back and think of all the players that I've watched when I was young in the ACC, and you know, all those, and for me to top all the scores in that league, it's special and it's an honor. But still, at the same time, you know, I came here to win the game today, and I didn't want to, you know, focus on the individual goals.
4-seed Gonzaga got to stay out on the West Coast this year for the early going. Fewey's guys looking to get out of the first round for the first time since 2006. The Zips pushed, and they had a 6-point lead in the second half. And then the Zags explode. Matt Bolden, who's got great feel to Josh Heitfeld, who nearly ripped the rim out of the backboard. 19-2 run, and then check out Jeremy Pargo. Don't sweat the technique. Little fella rises up. Steve McNeese jumped and then thought better of it. Gonzaga wins by 13. Moves on in the South region. And up next for them, Western Kentucky. You heard their head coach talking about getting ready for the Zags. LSU survived a test from Butler. Coach Stevens and the guys, they try to force their style on you, but ultimately LSU was too much. It'll be LSU and Carolina in Carolina, and then Gonzaga, essentially a home game for them, taking on Western Kentucky. Both those games Saturday. 2-seed Oklahoma taking on Todd Bozeman and Morgan State. Blake Griffin. This kid is just remarkable. And the first half was all Griffin. This is what the size and athleticism combination is just too much. More of that, get out of the way. And then here, Willie Warren, Griffin, more punching, and then sublime off glass, 28 and 13. And then good call. Then second half here, Amir Ali. That's bad. That's like kind of a squared circle deal, and remarkable restraint from Griffin not to get into it. Ali would be ejected, and Oklahoma wins very easily. They take on Michigan. Oliver Purnell still in search of his first NCAA victory. Coach Beilein's team had a big lead. Clemson got it close late. Terrence Oglesby actually ejected for throwing an elbow. And Michigan moves on to take on Oklahoma in Kansas City. That game Saturday afternoon just before 6 Eastern.
Minnesota and Texas. Tubby Smith, 13-1 in first-round games. His fourth team he's taking to the NCAA tournament, but he had to deal with A.J. Abrams, who went on a personal 12-0 run. 76.
Griffin, he almost had a perfect Bo Derek. He was 11 for 12.
Michigan and Clemson. Terrence Oglesby had a very tough shooting day and then got frustrated and throws an elbow at Stu Douglas. Wow. I guess there's some irony there that Michigan was the recipient of an elbow after what happened to them during the season. Oglesby was kicked out, rightfully so again. Manny Harris, 23 points, 7 boards, 6 assists. K.C. Rivers, this an opportunity to tie the game after a furious Clemson rally. Michigan hangs on to win it 62-59.
Now they came out there, I thought, played with a great edge on their chip on their shoulder today about as we were fighting to get into this tournament, we weren't in until the last couple days, and I think that's always an advantage going down the stretch when you're fighting to get in, and then you get in. I don't think you lose an edge from, not that Clemson did, but teams that are in those middle seeds that knew they're in, where they maybe didn't win their last game or weren't fighting as hard as we had to do. It was survival the last 2 weeks for our kids.
Moment like in 1986, Cleveland State over Indiana, and for the first time since that year, Cleveland State back in the tournament against Wake Forest. Jonathan Bullock, and Cleveland State had a 9-point lead. Here is Jonathan again. 21 points with him knifing through the paint. Cleveland State up by 7. Norris Cole, backdoor cut, and Ish Smith caught napping, and Cleveland State wins it 84-69 and knocks out Wake.
And I think what we did was we surprised them, and it took them a while to realize what was occurring out there, and then it became a ball game. We almost let them back in, and and I would have been pretty upset about that. But our guys, I thought, were resilient during that time, and they continue to just press on, and that's why they've been successful this year.
I've never felt this way in my life. It's a tough feeling. I hate losing more than anything, and to taste this, it hurts.
Bucky Badger, one of the last teams to get into the field. Bo Ryan had never beaten a team seated higher than 9th. Joe Krabenhoff, Jason Bohannon, see it? Be it! This game would go into overtime, tied with over a minute to play, and Tony Douglas, that NBA shot. Douglas finished with 26. Next, Wisconsin possession. Trayvon Hughes looking for Jordan Taylor. Right behind the Seminole defense. Badgers down 59-58. Here comes Trayvon Hughes in the waning seconds. Trayvon Hughes to win the game. Banks open. Wisconsin gets it done. 61-59. Bucky moves on.
Throughout the whole game, I was wasn't myself. I was making bonehead plays, and at the end, coach put me in there to with the ball in my hand. So it meant a lot. It means he still had trust in me to keep me out on the floor and put the ball in my hand. And plus, I owed it to my teammates and my seniors. I didn't want this to be their last game.
Man, we played with such emotion that we really willed ourselves to that victory. And of course, you know, you have to make shots, and these two guys did a great job of doing that. Other guys did, but that was a lot of heart and desire out there, and I'm just proud to be part of this team.
Another 12 over a 5 and a good moment for the Big Ten, and now maybe another overtime win for the Big Ten. Ohio State against Siena. Evan Turner, who had a brilliant night for the game, and he can't get it to go, and neither can P.J. Hill, and the Buckeyes and Saints headed into overtime. Under 10 seconds to go. Saints down by 3. Ronald Moore. No foul, no stopping him. Tied at 65, we're going to double overtime. Under 10 seconds to go. Moore was only 2 of 6 from 3, but he was 2 for 2 in the clutch. Siena, 74-72 lead, and now Turner with one last chance, and with the Buckeyes right in their own backyard in Dayton, they go down. Another Midwest upset as Siena wins it by a deuce.
I knew he was going to try, well, I thought he was going to try to spin, but he tried to fake it, and he pulled it for a jump, and I was just praying that he missed. I was praying basically the whole game. So, but in that shot, I was just, please don't go in, because I couldn't go into another overtime, and he missed it. And just want to add that we messed up President Obama's bracket, and I'm a D.C. native, so I'm kind of upset that he did pick Ohio State over.
We've been in situations like this, fighting back. It goes to show how much heart that we got, 1 through 5, and even the guys on the bench. And even when balls wasn't falling, things wasn't going our way, we always got to try to stay positive, and that's what we did.
Tennessee State came within 1 point of being a 16 seed to knock off a top seed in Oklahoma. Bucks getting a shot at Jamie Dixon and Pittsburgh. Courtney Pegram drills the 3. East Tennessee State within 2. Pegram had 17. 3.5 minutes to play. It is still a 2-point game. How about DeJuan Blair? 27-16. And the Panthers hail to Pitt as they win it by 10 and move on barely.
I knew they weren't a 16 seed. I watched them play. I saw what they did the last 5 games, and you know, we could have done a better job. But again, we played against a very good team. We responded, and you know, we defended well. We made them shoot 30%. I thought we guarded. But what they did, and we talked about, was that they'll take some tough shots, and they kind of shoot them to go get them.
We're not like any other team that will beat teams by 40, 50. You know, we're not that type of team. We're the type of team that like to slow the game down and let the game come to us.
State Farm in that bracket as well in the East. 8-9 game, Tennessee, Oklahoma State. It was a dandy. Byron Eaton eating them up.
Where's the help defense? No help defense. Nobody rotated over to stop that driving angle.
Eaton had 20, made the free throw, pokes up by a deuce. Tyler Smith, who earlier had put Tennessee up, now for the win, nothing doing. And Oklahoma State, little Travis Ford moving on with a 2-point win.
This game was played pretty much how I thought it would be. I knew it was going to come down to the wire. If you just study our team and study their team, it's just the way it was going to be.
I told our guys, don't worry about it. We're gonna win this game. We're going to come down, we're going to get us a good shot, and we're going to win the game. I was just looking for the contact because I knew it was coming, and I just tried to concentrate on making the basket for my team.
We played a lot of good basketball out there today, and we played against a really good team, one of the better teams that we played in a few weeks, and we were right there. We were right there.
It was one of the better games played on Friday, and Oklahoma State advances thanks to Eaton's heroics. Eaton, by the way, was a 5-sport athlete in high school. Louisville in the 100th opportunity for a 16th seed to beat a 1. I tease Hubert again. Louisville taking on Morehead State. Earl Clark, Terrence Williams. This was the end of a beautiful sequence of basketball. It started with a steal on the other end. Williams knocked down the shot. Then Clark finds Andre McGee. Clark had 5 assists in the game. He can do a little bit of everything. Patino's team pulls away 74-54, the final there. The the team that many believe didn't belong in the field. Russ Pendle's Arizona Wildcats against Utah out of the Mountain West, and the Mountain West has been abysmal in tournament play. Nick Wise to Chase Budinger. Budinger went for 20 and 8. Nick Wise was strong, Digger.
Yeah, he really was. You look at his game, 23 points, knows how to get things done, runs the team with the leadership that you need to break pressure, do everything else that's consistent. Arizona played very solid. Jordan Hill getting that big basket inside.
He had 17 and 13. Wildcats win it by 13. So now this is the way the Midwest looks at the top. Louisville gets Siena next Sunday in Dayton. And the 12-13 matchup, this is the bracket of chaos. 4, 5, 6, and 7 all gone. Arizona and Cleveland State in the other second-round game. The team in the Big East taking on Dayton. Brian Gregory's team, a Tom Izzo disciple. Dayton up by 7. London Warren to Chris Wright, who Hubert had a career day.
Well, he's a 6'8", power forward, small forward that can run the floor. You put a smaller defender on him, he can post up. Very versatile player.
27 points. He never scored more. He had 10 rebounds, and the Flyers send the Mountaineers back home on the country road, 68-60. The Flyers move on. Kansas and North Dakota State. Bill Self and the Jayhawks beginning their title defense against a team in the tournament in their first year of eligibility, and the nation's 10th leading scorer, Ben Woodside, and what a show he put on. 37 for Woodside. The Bison down 56-53. Sharon Collins had an answer. It was a 3. He had 32. And while North Dakota State had 8 guys from Minnesota playing in their home state, Cole Aldrich is from there too. Rock chalk Jayhawk by 10.
It's tough, actually. He a real good player, one of the best guards I played all year. Coach explained how good he was, and I didn't know he was that good.
You know, when we got the draw and started watching tape, I knew this was going to be not a 3 versus 14. They're good, and if they get comfortable shooting the basketball, which they did early in the game, you know, they can look very, very good, especially offensively.
Obviously, we're disappointed in the loss, but as far as individually, you know, I felt in the flow of the game tonight or this afternoon. And we just fell short, though, so.
7-10 matchup. Also in the Midwest, USC, Pac-10 tournament champions off the inbound pass to Martin DeRozan to Taj Gibson.
Taj Gibson really solid when you look at his performance. 10 for 10 field goal, 24 big points.
And how about Daniel Hackett with the block, Gibson on the finish after DeRozan fed him again, and Gibson was just way too much. 24 points for him. Tim Floyd's team hitting its stride in the West. Utah State and Marquette. Buzz Williams, first year as head coach of the Golden Eagles. Just over a minute to go. Jarrell McNeil. He had 14. The Golden Eagles up by 3. Utah State down by 5 and down by 3 here. And it's Gary Wilkinson who is trying to tie it up, and Marquette hangs on 58-57. So now the bracket looks like this. Marquette gets Missouri, who had no trouble with Cornell, as Mike Anderson's team moves into the second round.
Marathon Big East tournament, how would Syracuse respond in their first round matchup with Stephen F. Austin? Second half, Q's up by 15. Johnny Flynn, no problem. Syracuse, a ho-hum win, 59-44. So the Orange will meet Arizona State, a 9-point winner over Temple on Sunday for the right to play on to the Sweet 16. Arizona State has exited in round 2 in 3 of their last 5 tournament appearances.